Just before we get into it, I want to say a huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. This is a bit of a weird setup, but we have Georgia with us today, which is something I didn't think would be possible in lockdown, but we've made it happen. She's here.
It's very surreal, this whole situation. I'm rolling with it. I'm just rolling with it.
We filmed a video a little while ago now on Georgia's channel, and we did this same kind of setup. We did a get ready with me, so I'm going to leave that link down below if you haven't checked it out. Also, make sure you head over there and hit subscribe. I'm sure by the time this goes out, Georgia would have hit 100k, but she is well on the way to that, and we need to help her get there, so definitely do that.
So cute.
In today's video, we basically thought we would sit down together and do a good old girl talk. I asked you guys for some questions over on my Instagram. You have sent in, honestly, so many. Like, we have a lot to discuss, FYI. I haven't prepared you for anything. So I've got myself a glass of rosé. Georgia's already got hers. I'm just going to pour this, and then I feel like we're just going to get straight on into the questions. Also, guys, I feel like in this video, basically the way we filmed the last one, we switched between each other's houses. So at some parts you're going to be with me at my house like this, and then at some points we're going to go over to Georgia's house and we'll be with her. You'll see what we mean, but that's how we're going to film this. It all makes sense. I'm hoping we don't have to do this for much longer, honestly.
I know, we could be together.
How did we cheers in yours?
I think we did it at the, I think I went towards
and I go here?
Yeah.
Cheers, doll.
Like, cheers, doll. There we go.
Cheers, guys. Oh my god, lovely. What is this? Stunning bottle. Have you seen this?
Look at us with our rosé these days.
I know, we've switched from white wine to rosé. I'm not sure who we think we are, but I'm loving life.
Sorry, I could just see the hens walking across the grass right now. This is stuff.
Don't forget, Georgia can literally see out my window. Like, I can't see her on the screen. I'm looking at Georgia in the viewfinder. Honestly, guys, this is so surreal. It's so weird filming like this. Should we just go straight in with the questions?
Yeah, why not? Jump me in the deep end, throw me in the deep end.
Oh, okay, this is an interesting one to start with and very relevant. So, this question says, how to know if guys during lockdown are serious or just a bit bored?
I can relate.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've definitely had more coming out of the woodwork than usual, and I think you do have to kind of weigh it up whether or not they are seriously interested, or like you just said, it is just, it sounds awful, but like lockdown boredom.
Yeah,
you know?
Just they want to talk to someone. I suppose you've got to base it off like where things ended with that person. Like, do you know what I mean? Was there anything there before lockdown started, or was it just like where things cooled off and now they've come back up? Because that would be boredom. Like, they'd only come back if they're bored.
And I do think there's a lot of that going on, but me and my sister spoke about this recently. We were like, however, on the other side of things, like, just to give that person the benefit of the doubt, sometimes people and boys, like, you know, it takes a lot of confidence maybe for them to speak to you, or maybe in their life they're really busy and they're at work and they're with their mates, and a lot of boys aren't great on their phones and like communicate 24/7, so this gives them that opportunity to maybe speak to you when they haven't been as like present before. Like, it's not always that they're just bored. I think sometimes they're like, oh, okay, I won't have to see her, so I can like get to know her.
Yeah, now's my chance. Yeah, I get you. And then also, I suppose when you do get to then see each other again, they'll know that they've got things to speak about.
I get it. I can understand.
Like, if you barely know someone and then you kind of want to take this as an opportunity to get to know people and get talking points and stuff like that.
I feel like if anyone messaged me right now, I wouldn't necessarily think it was odd straight away. Like, just because we're all in this situation, it gives anyone the opportunity to just communicate on the situation we're currently all finding ourselves in. So it's a good excuse to start up a conversation. That
is very true. Yeah, I guess it's just where you left it off. Judge it on that. I feel like you'd know if they were in it for a different reason.
I kind of agree. I think deep down in your soul, you don't know.
Yeah. Should we go over to your house for the next question? Should we do it like that?
Okay, yeah.
Should we?
Over to me.
Yeah. Welcome to Georgia's house, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for having us over, Georgia. I really appreciate it.
It feels weird being on my side of things, on your channel right now, if that makes sense.
Okay, so I'm still asking the question. Hi, guys, I'm still here. Just because I've got them all on my phone. So we thought we'd go with, do you guys find it off-putting if a girl is a virgin?
Okay.
I suppose we wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know, but I think the right guy wouldn't.
Yeah, and I think it's a big red flag if they do care.
Same.
I can't speak for boys and I can't speak for everyone, but do you not kind of think some boys find it quite endearing?
Definitely. I think some boys do, 100%. I think some boys don't. I think there's a range. But I also think, what would you think about it? Because as much as I'm sitting here and I'm going, oh, the right guy would be the right guy and he would be a gentleman and this, that and the other.
Yeah.
What would you think if you met a guy
who was a virgin?
Yeah, what would be your response to that? Very...
Is when it goes, sometimes FaceTime just has like a 10-second delay, so we say exactly the same thing exactly the same time and have no idea what we've said it.
People keep doing this on TV and it's cracking me up. Like they're talking
it's like the news.
Yeah. No, sorry, I was just saying, I wouldn't be put off necessarily, I just would be surprised, like, because I am obviously in my mid-20s now and I've not met a guy that has been, so I think I'd just be surprised.
Yeah, especially at this age. So say we were 16,
yeah.
17, yeah. 18. I don't know, I just think I'd be, if I wasn't and they were, I think I'd be a bit like, you'd be wary as to the right way to go about it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I do think if someone is like a nice human being and they're interested in you, then that isn't really like the top of the conversation list. Like there's other things they want to know about you than whether or not you slept with someone or not.
Yeah, that is so true. Brad's playing golf right now, but should I call him and get his opinion?
Oh my god, yeah, that would be so interesting. I can.
Hello.
Hi. I have a really, really quick question. I'm filming a video and I just need like a really quick answer, just like a yes or no.
Oh, no.
Do guys find it off-putting if a girl is a virgin?
Off-putting?
Yeah, like would you feel some type of way about that? Say you were 16, 17, would you find it off-putting?
No, why?
Okay, cool. Thanks, that's all we need to know.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Nice guys just don't really think it's that big of a deal. I really don't.
It's not a personality trait, is it?
Exactly. And, you know, in this era, I feel like there's such a big wave of, like, not judging someone on that kind of stuff.
Like, why would that put you off?
Yeah, why would that...
So many other things to a human being.
Literally 100%, you just summed it up.
But then, still, we're not two lads sitting here, do you know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, we're two girls, so, yeah.
Interesting. Up for debate, that one.
Good question.
Do we now come back round to my house?
I think we should go back to your house.
Have you muted yourself? I can't hear you.
Really?
Can't hear a word you're saying. I can't hear a word you're saying.
I haven't muted. Hello?
I can lip read quite
Hello?
well.
Not
Hello?
mute. I've not
No,
muted
can't
my.
hear you.
I've not muted myself. Have you muted
Guys,
me?
I've got no idea what you're saying.
Have you muted me?
I'm gonna call you back.
Okay.
I've got tears coming out my eye.
She's crying. Oh no, I think we're having some issues here. Me and my heart, we got issues. I'm gonna call Em.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I don't know why you couldn't hear me.
You're going too well. Oh my god, okay, so basically, you connected to my mum's headphones downstairs and she's literally just texted me saying, oh my god, I thought I had one of George's videos. She could hear you in her ears.
Oh my god, stop it. I was really cackling at one point.
So a little bit about Squarespace. They are an amazing website building and hosting platform. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about it because if, for example, you've been looking at starting up a blog, I know a lot of people have been getting into blogging and creating websites during lockdown. So they have some amazing features on there like social media integrations. You can also easily categorize, share and schedule your posts to make your content work specifically for you. And it's just a super easy platform to use altogether. So if you are interested, obviously they offer various different platforms as well, such as online shops. You can create email campaigns through them, and there are multiple other ways at which I feel like you guys could utilize their platform. But they have very kindly given me a discount code. So the code is just Emily Philpott, and I'll leave a direct link down below in the description. If it is something you want to check out for yourselves, then just click that link.
Okay.
We're back at my house. Hi guys, welcome back. Next question is, do you know how annoying it is that when you put questions on your Instagram, all those people are like, you've won an iPhone, and I'm like...
Oh, I know, I wish that they could get rid of those somehow.
This one is a very common question that I feel like comes up every time we do one of these, but I don't think we've really addressed it before.
Oh.
So, what's your opinion on guys liking girls' photos when they're in a relationship? I'd love to know your thoughts.
Would you? I feel like I have such a...
I think I already know your thoughts on this, but...
like, relaxed opinion on it, and that could be A, because I'm single, so I feel like I come from a very different perspective.
Yeah.
B, it's just my nature. I'm not in nature.
You're not bothered by things like that?
Would bother me. Yeah, that's just personal, I think, traits of people, isn't it?
Yeah.
If really wouldn't bother me. I think, again, it's circumstantial, which I know we always say, but every situation has circumstances to it which change our opinion. But I think, firstly, if it was famous girls or, you know, the LA kind of scene girls, any of that, I really wouldn't.
Or like models.
At an eyelid. I wouldn't, it's not something that would bother me at all. If it was girls that have a few followers, it wouldn't bother me. I think if it was girls that I know he maybe was close to, like as in
like friends,
I've seen him flirty with a bit, or and say they're half naked girls,
yes,
I wouldn't be like, yay, this is brilliant. But
also, what can you do?
I think I probably wouldn't say anything. I think I'd just be like,
Yeah, see, I think, like you say, it's very circumstantial, and the places where I not see an issue with it, because I think, again, that's like personal. Like, I think everybody will feel differently about different things, and your partner kind of has to respect that, I feel.
Yeah.
When I see that it's a bit of a like, oh, okay, like that's a bit odd, is like you say, when it's maybe friends that he may know full well that you don't necessarily love him being around, and he's like almost, because I feel like that's a way of almost entertaining the attention that some girls give them. Do you know what I mean?
I can totally see that perspective, and I also think we know as women, those girls might fancy our boyfriend or who we're seeing, but they don't always see it like that, because I don't think boys necessarily do always see things that women sometimes see.
No, and I just don't think it doesn't affect them in the same way.
Yeah.
The other time I would only really like think about it in like a negative way would be if all of the pictures that they were liking, or all of the girls that they followed, looked nothing like me. Like, say Brad doesn't do this, FYI, just as a like to preface this, but say he just followed like skinny, blonde, blue-eyed models and was liking all of their pictures and didn't like anyone
on
that
their
was
photos, and
I'd be a bit like, oh, okay, well, if that's what you like, then do you know what I mean? He doesn't do that. Just want to clarify that again, but I just feel like that would be another circumstance where I'd probably be a bit like, oh, okay, why do you like physically are pressing like on things like that when I don't look like that? Do you know what I mean?
No, I totally get that. I am probably so far on one end of the scale. I am so like,
chill.
Like, I don't know why. That's just.
Well, I think it's just because they do that, it doesn't mean they're then sleeping with them. It doesn't mean they're then going to meet them. Do you know what I mean? It's very surface level. It's very like.
Exactly. For me, that isn't crossing a boundary. So for me, it's not a problem. But I know for some people, it is.
You each need to have respect for each other's opinions. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There needs to be some middle ground.
I agree. I do agree.
Should we do another question at my house and then go back to yours? Maybe we should do 2 at each, because guys, it's a lot of effort to change the whole situation round. Yeah, we were going back to yours then.
I also just booted the thing that you're on, like literally on.
I thought you'd gone like this because we were going back to yours, but no, you kicked it. Fair. By the way, I'm loving this strawberry on your wine glass right now.
I don't know who I think I am, don't know where I think I am, because I'm not in any sort of like exotic country, but here we go.
We can dream. Okay, 21 and still not lost my virginity. I feel self-conscious about it.
Oh my god, please don't.
Please don't. You should not. I also kind of love that.
I also kind of love that, 100%. I have like friends that like have been in similar situations to that, so I always thought good for them. I always thought like that they
100%. That's like fully waiting for the right person, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, like, I think it's normal to like, even from a personal perspective, like I haven't been with anyone in a really long time. I have friends that haven't been with anyone in a really long time, and I think that nervousness, is that even a word? Is like a normal emotion to have. But then like it kind of goes back to the thing that we were talking about right at the beginning of this, that idea that like when you meet someone that's actually a nice guy and like a good human being, like that isn't really like a
it's not an issue.
Why is that an issue?
If you do feel nervous about it because you're maybe worried about like what that other person would think, they're not gonna know. Like, it's like we said, it's not gonna be a conversation starter. If you don't want to and you don't feel comfortable bringing it up, you don't have to, but by all means, if you do want to, then do that. And to be honest, if someone turned around and was like, oh, okay, like, and they stopped talking to you, honey, you know what that person's like, then you do not need that person.
Exactly. I mean? It's more of like my sister said this other day, she was like, it's more of like a sign then that they're not a good person. Like, and you figured that out kind of thing. If they don't react how you want them to react, then they're not a good person.
Right, should we go back to your house?
Oh yeah, let's go back to my house.
Okay, see you there. Honestly, this is cracking me up.
How to know you're ready to move in with your partner? My boyfriend lied about having Snapchat and I found he was... Okay, we're doing this question.
Wow, okay, that gave me a fright.
I'm sorry, I'm so shocked.
Okay, here we go.
This poor girl says, my boyfriend lied about having Snapchat and I found he was receiving nudes from girls.
Okay.
I'm really hoping she's not with this guy anymore.
Same.
Oh my.
I want to know what you think, because yeah, what would are you just like a no, bye?
Not bye, but we'd talk about it.
Yes.
Like, I do think that is one of those things that potentially you could talk through. I feel like there's probably a level of it. Like, say it was every day, and this is so deep and probably no one wants to think about this, but say he was using those images for something.
I understand where you're going with that.
The way we're going, yeah.
Yes.
That would be absolutely like,
oh,
no thank you.
Yeah.
But if it was just like a silly mistake.
There's once, isn't there? There's like once, twice, 3 times.
Yeah. We can talk about it once, the second time, no.
Yeah,
That's how I would see it.
I think we're very similar in that sense. Me and Em, we are very like, no bullshit, no crap. Like, we're just those kinds of girls. But it's so difficult when you find that out, because it almost is like you didn't know that person, you feel like. That feeling of like, did I ever know who you were? I've been going along blindly in this relationship thinking there's no problems, like happy as Larry. And the whole time, you've been deceitful. And I think it's also the deceit as well as the maybe like cheating. It's also like the fact that they've been sly about it.
Yeah, like you didn't know.
Yeah, Snapchat is such a sly one as well, I always think, because we all know the messages disappear. We all know it's shady. Like, I don't even use it anymore.
I don't.
Because if I'm going to message someone, I don't mind the message being there in a day's time. Yeah. I just think you deserve someone that treats you with like full on respect. And if they're not happy, say they weren't happy in the relationship, they should voice that with you instead of going behind your back, getting nude photos from other girls. That's not the way to approach a situation if you don't want to be with someone.
And also, what are you achieving by that? Like, that's so childish to me. Like, that's just not. But also, I think if he's lied about something like that, what else is he lying about? I would have major trust issues after that. Sorry, I think anyone would.
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem. I think unless you can say, right, I'm gonna choose to forget and forgive and move on, you will always hold that over that person, and then that isn't necessarily going to be that beneficial to you going forward with them. Like,
I've always said that, like, if something happens in your relationship, you talk about it. If you choose to forgive it, you forgive it, and you never bring it up again.
I agree.
You can't, like, you can't.
You can't, because you'll just always use that over them, and that's not healthy.
Yeah. I don't know, I do think I would really struggle to think, okay, like, what else has happened? Like, if you're going to go this far. Should we do another question?
Yeah, do you want to do another question in my studio or yours, or?
We'll do it at your studio. My studio's getting a bit hot.
Oh, okay, we're getting a bit hot over there in the studio, so.
I'm melting. Okay, this is interesting. Which contraception do you use? I'm thinking of removing my implant. Any info would help. We're both the same, aren't we?
We're both the same. We are crazy out here. We're not
free.
Yeah. We're not on the pill. Yeah. I'm not, should I be polite in the way that I phrase this? I'm not currently sexually active.
Oh, so, very polite.
Very polite, very like doctor vibes that was. Yeah, I'm not currently sexually active, so there is absolutely zero reason why I would be on any form of contraception personally. Yeah. Also, I have been on it. Have you been on it before?
Yeah, 5 of them, hun, in 2 months.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not cute. Okay, so the only contraception I have tried is the pill. I don't think people know enough about it. The whole time that I was on it, it just screwed me up. Like, in the nicest way possible, it just absolutely messed
Didn't work for you?
Not at all. No, not on any wavelength. Then it wasn't until I spoke to actually my dad's friend, who is also a GP, and he specifically knows a lot about like contraception and the way it mentally affects you, because bless him, like basically he had a daughter, or still has a daughter. His daughter was on the pill, and again it had the same effects with her, and he took it upon himself to literally just like learn all about it and like research it so severely. So we found out all of this stuff, and like long story short, I basically learned that it can affect you mentally so much more than you would think. And whilst I was on it and I was like mentally not stable, let's say, I never once thought, oh, this might be my pill. Like I genuinely thought there was something wrong with me. And I said in that video, if you do feel like that, even in the slightest way, go to your GP, speak about other options, because sometimes it's not worth being on the pill.
100%. So I have some friends that have been on the implant and they have had incredible experiences with it. They've had it for years. They you know, it never has bothered them or affected their hormone levels in the same way maybe that has affected Em's or mine. However, very similar to you, it did not work for me at all. Like, it just didn't work. It wasn't for me. It was a waste of space. Also, I think, going back to the point that you raised that I think is so important, a lot of girls go and they take this thing every single day, but they have no idea what hormones are in there, how it works. Like, you ask some girls, oh, what does the pill actually do? And they're like they don't know. Like, Yeah.
And that's all they think.
You know, I don't want to come on here and say like it doesn't work, because for some people it definitely does work. And if you are like sexually active, then of course you need some form of contraception. So I totally empathise with all of that, you know, conversation. I just think about it a little bit more than maybe just like, oh yeah.
I think I went on the pill because I turned 16 and everybody else was on the pill, so I was like, oh, I must do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I started getting my periods every 2 weeks. It was very, very, very odd. So I initially, even though I had a boyfriend, that was why I went on it. And then also because I was, you know, with someone, it worked like 2 ways, I thought. And then after a little while, I kind of went back and spoke to a different GP, and she basically asked me a little bit about my family history. And I have a family history of breast cancer. So she basically said to me in quite a blunt way, what are you doing? This is really not ideal. You should not be on this pill, basically, because it does increase your risk of breast cancer. That's not to scare anyone. If it's working for you and you don't have that history, then you're fine.
Just research it.
But definitely research it, yeah.
Yes, you need contraception, but there are so many variations of it. Like, 100%. For example, if you do suffer with hormonal changes and then reacting really badly in your body, the copper coil doesn't release any hormone.
Yeah.
So that could be an option for you.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? There are so many different...
Yeah. And I know girls that have the coil and they literally have had it for a while and they think it's the best thing ever. So I feel like you hear a lot of horror stories, but there are good things about good forms of contraception out there as well. Like, just do your research. It's probably what we're trying to say.
So literally, that's it. To round up that really long answer, that is it. Do your research and don't stop until you find something that works for you as well. Even if it is just like the generic use condoms.
Yeah, definitely. No, there's nothing wrong with that, so.
No, literally. Right, back to my house.
Back to your house, yeah.
Lovely. Long journey, this.
I know.
No, I think I've just lost you.
I can still hear you, hon, but you've paused on a very lovely little face. She can't hear me. She can't hear me at all. Even though I can hear her doing this. This is the funniest part about trying to FaceTime each other. Oh, I think she's fully left now. Let's call her back. She's calling my phone. She's calling my phone. Don't call my phone. No, honey. Oh, God. Oh, what? Nothing has changed. Let's try again. Something had to go wrong. Everything was going so well.
Something's wrong. It's not coming up on my laptop, so hang on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, when you called me from your laptop, it came up on my phone. Try it again.
Let me try again.
God, guys, honestly. I didn't realise the amount of effort that goes into filming videos like this when you're opposite sides of the country. Sorry if you can hear the dogs as well, so might as well just leave all this in because it's just going, it's going a bit wrong.
Has it worked?
Oh God, where have you gone? Yes, it's working, it's working, it's working. Oh my God. Okay, you're gonna cry when you watch this back. So basically that was all going on. I was trying to talk to you. I could still hear you when you were freaking out, and then the dog was up the garden and Mum was screaming at them, then they were barking and I was like, oh my God.
I think I started singing as well at some point.
It wouldn't be enough video if this wasn't happening, so don't worry about it. Okay, 5-minute interval there, guys. We're now back. We have Georgia back on the screen. Everything is fine for now. Next question, are we ready? Yeah, take a gulp, we need it. Okay, this is quite a light-hearted one. I have a boy best friend and I'm fed up of my parents asking me if it is anything more advice. Just tell them to go away.
Right, that's just, you're gonna get that, aren't you?
Yeah.
I've had that before.
What did you say?
We're just friends.
Like 10 times and then they finally got it.
I still don't think they got it.
Oh, they probably still think you're a thing.
I think the only time when actually my dad kind of got it was when the friend that I was referring to spoke about like another girl in front of me.
Ah, and then he was like,
oh, this girl, blah, 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 and this girl, that, this, that, and the other. And then he went to my mum, oh, actually, maybe they are just friends. Like,
interesting.
Why would you do that if they were? And I was like, yay, like we got there.
I think you've just got to keep telling them, right?
Yeah. I feel like though, if you're both single and like your parents like him as well, because if my mum liked a guy that I was bringing around as a friend of mine, I know she would keep it. Oh, come on.
We're cooking with fire. Is that what they say?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
playing.
running.
No, we're cooking with gas. No.
Cooking with gas.
No, is that it?
Yeah, I think that is it.
Okay.
That's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
Oh, you need a question, don't you?
God, I would love a question. It's like, you know when Carol Vorderman's and they're like, I'd love a consonant.
Next question, back at George's house.
Hi everyone, we're here again.
Someone has asked, what are your opinions on cheating?
I have like a really varied opinion on this. Like when I was 17, I think I've said this to Em before, I used to be like, oh my gosh, if somebody cheats on me, like I'll never ever speak to them again, like they'll be out of my life, right? And I get that the idea of that is lovely, but the reality is different. You know, once you have maybe like you're married or you have children with someone, or maybe you have commitments like a house, or unfortunately, however morally right or wrong it is, it does change circumstances. It's not as easy to go, oh, you kissed somebody else at a bar and now I never want to see you again.
Yeah. And I also think it's totally that, like the scale of the word cheating is so broad.
I completely agree.
And everybody's in a different
category and situation. And also, I don't know if you would, I think we've had this conversation before as well, I know people that haven't cheated, like they've not kissed somebody else, they've not slept with somebody else.
Like the physical act.
Yes. However, I've seen them maybe on a night out, like resting their hand on a girl's like lower back and like compliment saying you look really pretty tonight and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like,
which shows them wouldn't appreciate.
Yeah. I'm just like, surely that encompasses the whole idea of like cheating. Okay, it's not, you know, physically doing something with someone, but surely that is just in a way just as deceitful.
Yeah, to me it is, yeah, because it's a lack of respect.
Yeah, and it's like, would you do those things if your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever the situation, was with you? No, you wouldn't, so then you know it's wrong. I always think that if you wouldn't do it with your boyfriend or girlfriend around, then you know you're dancing on thin ice.
Yeah, 100%.
Dancing, skating on thin ice.
Wait, yeah, what verb do I use?
I don't know what these phrases are we're trying to use. Now we're cooking with fire, we're dancing on thin ice.
No, like, cooking with gas.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I do believe in everyone in my life gets a chance, whether it's cheating, a friend, everyone gets one chance. That is personally how I feel about it. If I found out that my significant other had been sleeping with somebody else 5 nights a week, sorry, there's no chance there.
I completely agree. There is a difference, isn't there, between cheating and like an affair?
Yeah.
I've decided in my mind anyway that like those are different things. Like,
that
you know,
premeditated.
Yeah, and like ongoing and like messages and like promises and maybe dinners, as well as like just so many things. It's not just lustful then, is it? That's a whole relationship.
If you genuinely up and you genuinely feel bad about it and you genuinely want to change, that's your chance.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Some people might disagree, but that's
I agree. No, wise words, honey, wise words over there. Cheers. Cheers for that. I'm actually running very low right now, but there we go.
So am I, and it's making me
so sad with my silly little strawberry.
This one's interesting, and I love this guy. I speak to her all the time, and I just thought it was like, this is proper girl talk, do you know what I mean? We've spoken a lot about boys, this is for the girls.
Okay.
Is discharge normal? I swear it is, but wanting another opinion. Yes.
Yes. And this is something that I feel like when I was growing up, anyway, was not spoken about.
Never.
Anywhere. Like now it is a bit more. I think if I was a teenager a bit more, I would use YouTube as such a platform to get answers to these kinds of things. Like, but
that now it's talked about, but only on
platforms like yeah. Like it's not on like mainstream. Like there's no. Yeah, you're so right. But that's because like we're the people bringing the people what they want to know about discharge.
Did you hear that?
Oh, these conversations really do tickle me.
I feel like that's a simple, straightforward answer.
Yeah. Obviously, there are degrees of everything, and like if you do think something isn't like normal for you, then definitely like, you know, I'm not just gonna sit here and say, oh, it's normal and like it, you know, throughout your like monthly cycle, it's like up and down. No. Like if you think something is wrong,
speak to a GP.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah, not Dr. Philpott and Dr. Pringle over here.
Okay, another quite quick one. Is having sex on a first date a bad idea?
At this rate, honey, it sounds like a great idea, honestly. Like, great idea. Like, honestly, you go for it. Like,
oh my god.
Personally, I wouldn't have sex on a first date.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
That's just like so just me though. Like, I know people that have, and then they've gone out with that person for like 2 years. It does happen. Like, you know how you're always given that advice, like, oh, never do that. And like, I wouldn't, just because I just wouldn't. But it's, for some people, they end up in relationships and it's, yeah.
I just don't think I could, because I'd want to know more about someone than just like what I've got out of them from a first date. I feel like that's not long enough to get to know someone.
I agree.
I would feel a bit
It would be too much for me. It'd be too exposing.
Especially if that was like the first time you'd been to their house or they'd been to your house and then that happens. It's like, whoa, okay.
Very true. And like very awkward the next morning.
Yeah, I think also, what does it give you to look forward to?
That's such a good point.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even on the first date, I don't know if I'd want to kiss them because I'd be like, oh, okay, like, let's do that on the second. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a bit of mystery.
Yeah, like you've then got little things to look forward
to. That's very true. That is very, very true. I think it kind of depends. Like, if you're having crazy chemistry and that's something you want to do, then you do what you want in this life. Like, yeah, live for yourself. So I started seeing people, and I've never really been like a dating kind of person. Like, I just, not something I did. And then in like 2019, I went on a few dates with different people. Oh goodness, is she still with us? Oh, there she is. Sorry, you did freeze for a minute there, but you're back.
Oh, sorry.
She's back.
Said she did that to the date.
Yeah, and I kept hearing from all my girlfriends and from people and like just around me, like, oh, the third date, like you sleep with someone on the third date, like you do that on the third date. And I was like, whoa, like really? And that was not something that I wanted to do, so I didn't do it. But don't feel like by each date there's something you have to check off. Like, no, that's a myth.
It's almost like being back at school when you hit bases.
Literally, yeah.
First base, second base, like, no, it's not like that.
It's not like
just
that.
What you feel comfortable with.
100%.
And as long as you're safe, because it's all well and good us saying, like, go for it if you're that way, like, if you want to do that, go for it, but just make sure you're safe.
Yeah, that's very true. Sensible, the sensible one of the two, we can tell.
This question kind of relates to something we touched on earlier, so I thought I'd ask it because it's quite interesting, but like I said, we've kind of covered it already. So this girl says, boyfriend met his ex-girlfriend behind my back 2 years ago and I still can't forget it even though I'm now pregnant. With his baby, obviously.
Can you hear this?
It sounds like you've got the police round.
Like, this is ridiculous.
It honestly sounds like someone's just banged your door down.
Back.
Okay, right, so, you ready?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
I feel like we touched on this earlier because we said about, like, if something happens in your relationship and you choose to forgive and forget, you really have to forget. I mean, meeting your ex-girlfriend behind someone's back is, like, that's quite severe.
Not ideal. However...
What was the motive?
Yeah, it's not always bad, is it? Like,
yeah.
I've probably gone on a night out and bumped into my ex-boyfriend, had probably a bit of a chat with him, and maybe been seeing someone else, and there was nothing went on that was bad or anything like that, but obviously it doesn't sound ideal.
Yeah, and that person will probably be a bit like, oh, okay, thanks, like, you didn't need to do that, but it's circumstantial again.
Yeah, sadly I think it is. And maybe just the fact that she's like now obviously having a baby with him, she's like thinking about all their past and their relationship and getting all carried away, and it's like, no, like if you're stable and together now and happy,
it's about the present. Like, a lot of people live in the past and you can't do that.
No, it's not good for you, is it?
No. The fact that you are now having a kid is so exciting, and it's like a completely different chapter of your life. So just start fresh.
Yeah.
As hard, like, as easy as it probably is for us to say, but trust me, like, I've been in a 7-year relationship, there's things that you have to close a book on and you move forward and you just start
otherwise
fresh.
You'll drive yourself up the wall, like, you know, because even if it isn't actually impacting, like, maybe the other person or the situation, like, you're gonna drive yourself crazy, and that's not cool. Like,
yeah, that's our advice on that one. Hope it helps. I feel like we sit here and we give all this advice and I'm like, is this helping anyone? Probably not.
It's cracks up, but we sit here and give all this advice and then I just think about my life situations and I'm like, wow, George, like, you give advice, hun, like, you are smashing it right now.
I might send you a link to this video.
I might comment like, wow, this is really helpful for me.
Her tail's behind you.
I can't really see, but I know she's there.
Can you see in the viewfinder?
I can see her there.
She's looking at the laptop. Hi. Oh my god, that's so cute. Bonnie, what's this? Oh no, she sat down there.
She thinks I'm literally crackers.
She's like, where is that coming from? We're back at my house. We also have a little guest, so if you can see a little tail down here.
There's a lot of people here right now.
There is a lot of people here. It's Bonnie. She's come to join me. I've also topped up my wine. So we're loving life over here. What we're actually all here for, the questions. Okay, this is interesting.
Okay.
What would you do if you didn't like each other's partners?
Oh.
Got anything to tell me about Brad?
Yeah, can't stand him.
Imagine.
Do you know what I think is the problem? Is we can't hide our feelings, so I think we would know. I think the other one would know if we didn't like the other one.
Straight away, we've only got to give each other a look, and we know.
That would be just so awkward.
I know.
Because we know each other very well. We look. I'm sure you would know if I didn't like someone.
Yeah,
so,
but also, I think we know each other so well that if I didn't like your partner, I'm sorry, but I don't think I could hide it. I think I just have to tell you.
And then what do you do with that knowledge?
It depends. Because if I didn't like them because I thought they were treating you badly, then that's like a very valid reason, and I'd want you to see that. Like, I'd want you to understand that that's like, I've got your best intentions at heart, do you know what I mean? And I'm not just like, oh, I don't like him.
Yeah.
Because that's so different.
Not likings, I get you. I feel like I've had a lot of friends that have like met a lot of different guys. So when I was younger and we were in school, like, you know, obviously we went out with people then I went to university and people had boyfriends then, and that was like another situation. So there's like a lot of situations and scenarios where my friends have had boyfriends that I have not necessarily loved.
Yeah.
The problem is when someone is in love with someone, which most of the time if they're boyfriend and girlfriend, they are really liking each other. They won't really listen to you anyway, and they, sadly, a lot of the time, I think they'll just think you're being bitter, even if you have valid reasons for maybe not liking someone.
They're not going to see them.
I think, sadly, a lot of the time you end up damaging your relationship with them rather than, it's very frustrating, just being a good friend to them and just sort of staying there for when it doesn't go to plan.
Yeah. Say I didn't necessarily like some of their morals, for example, because that's like an easy thing to pick out. That's not really any of my business, because at the end of the day, I'm not going home with them, you are. And if you're fine with that, I'm happy for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds so awful to be like that, but I've got to that. I'm like that now. I've got a bit older as well, how I kind of view it, like.
But I think like I say, if it was something that they were treating you badly and only I knew about it, or only I saw it because you're so blindsided by love, then I'd have more of an opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's got to judge that situation.
Hopefully, guys, right, okay, so I say to Emily all the time that she's really lucky with Brad. Like, I think Brad is such a nice guy, and I don't think there's a lot of guys like him. But hopefully that when I find someone, right, eventually,
he's a Brad.
Emily's not going to be like, oh my god, he's absolutely awful. I hope she trusts my judgment that he will be a nice guy.
See, I was straight up going to be like, of course I do, but then I'm like, actually, some of the guys that you've dated.
Some of the guys.
I'm like,
imagine they were my boyfriend. You'd be like, exactly. What?
I'm sorry, I would struggle to sit in a room and keep a straight face with some of them. Just of what you told me, sometimes I'm like, sorry, he is not. I couldn't have a conversation with someone like that.
That is not a good idea. So
I feel like without context, that it sounds so horrible, but honestly, guys, like, just trust me.
Yeah, and also I haven't ended up there.
Exactly, that's why you've not ended up with them.
Yeah.
Whoever you're with, you won't take any shit. I know you're going to end up with someone that's lovely because that's what you deserve and that's what you are going to take. Do you know what I mean? George will not settle. She won't settle, and she shouldn't settle. So. I just can't wait for the double dates, but I'm just going to sit here and wait.
I can't wait for the holidays and we'll go together.
Did that answer that question? Probably in a really roundabout way.
I think it did.
It's not really a question, but somebody else, just to add it in here, somebody else has said how to deal with the fact that guys in relationships will always like other girls' pictures. See, people experience it. It just is a thing,
I think it's such a common question. Like, every time I do these videos, I get that question as well, so...
Literally. Someone has said, confidence in your body. I feel so not confident that I don't talk to boys or put myself out there. There are so many questions about body confidence every time we do one of these videos, and I feel like we probably don't touch on it enough, but there's just so much we want to say.
So much. I think
we should do a dedicated video.
Yeah, and I've done a couple.
I'm going to link them below actually. George has done a couple of videos all about body confidence, and she just hits the nail on the head basically, so I'll link them down below if you do want to watch them. But
it's so complicated, so I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, like one thing is really, really stressful. There's definitely a misconception that like you reach this peak of like, oh, I'm happy now,
I love myself,
I've made it, I love everything about myself. No, I don't think anyone is at that point, like no matter how confident they are in their own skin. I also think as women we go through different phases in our lives where like maybe we're super confident, like some women when they're pregnant feel great about their body, others really awful. Like it's such a up and down journey.
There's no written rule for feeling body confident, is there?
Exactly. I think the main message I have about it is I found this amazing thing on Instagram, and it was basically like, our body is a vessel. It's great, we can like cover it with like tattoos, or we can get like piercings, or maybe we have like little freckles and marks and all of this, and it's a great marker of our life, but all it is a vessel. Like it lets us experience great things, it lets like do amazing things, but like it's not us.
Yeah, literally, that is so true. Whenever I have a day where I'm kind of, because the thing is, a lot of people will say, and I don't really like it when people speak for others, so for example, people will say, no, I'm not body confident, no one is. And I'm like, I don't think you can say that, because I don't think, it's just speaking for others. Yes, I fully admit that there is probably a higher percentage of people that aren't body confident than are, but it doesn't mean that no one is. And I personally, 9 times out of 10, will be quite comfortable with the way I look. Not because I think I look amazing, but just because that's not something in my life that I really focus on. It's really not my top priority. Like, I would rather spend time with my family or go on a night out or eat that pizza or drink that drink than...
Don't waste your life
focused on what you look like.
Insecurities that I promise you, most of the time, other people do not even notice them.
Ever.
You know, like me and my friend, we were on holiday and we were in our bikinis. And she'd spent all morning, you know, doing her makeup and fiddling with her bikini bottoms. And I'd spent all morning finding a sarong that I could tie properly to cover my stomach and this, that and the other. And then we sat down and we had a drink. And I said to her, we have spent 2 hours messing around because we feel a certain type of way. Do we think anyone here has commented on our bodies? No. They're enjoying the music, they're having a drink, and if they are the type of person to comment on somebody else's appearance, then they're not someone that I would ever want to associate with anyway.
And it says a hell of a lot more about them than it does about you. And that's what I think we've made this point before in a video, like the amount, especially on holiday, I feel like that's a good example of when you might feel a little bit more self-conscious because you know you're going to be in a bikini and stuff like that. And we said before, if you're sitting around a pool, you like think how little you are looking at everybody else thinking, oh, this girl's got this or this girl's like, you never do that. If you do that, you're some type of person, and maybe don't do that because it's just not, it's not very relevant to the rest of your day. It's all so personal, and we could say this and it might apply to some people, it might completely not apply to other people.
Know that it's normal to have those days. Maybe necessarily like okay for you and your mental health is to have that all the time 24/7, and that's maybe when you need to change your thought process and things like that. But it is normal to have bad days and good days. Like, that's
100%. I think we've always said as well, like mine and George's social life is literally based around like going out for a drink with our friends or having good food with our friends and things like that. And I would take that any day over doing a 30-minute workout and restricting what I eat in a day just to make me look a little bit better, or not even better, just look a little bit different.
I just want to live life. And some people that is running a marathon and that's like what they love to do, then bloody good for them. Like,
but if you love to do it for the right reasons, then fine.
Yeah, but for me, it definitely would be me and Em going for a huge meal and like a couple of bottles of wine. Like, that's just our way of living. So.
And breaking it down to what you said at the start of this whole thing, your body is a vessel. And if I have those days where, like I say, 9 times out of 10, don't really think about it, genuinely do not consider what I look like, because it's just, like I say, not the most important thing to me. But if I do have that day, that is when I will sit there and think, I can walk today, I can see today, I can hear today. Some people don't have that. I know that is so deep, but if that's what it takes to make you think...
Though, like, I completely agree.
We're so lucky. We are so lucky. So I would never, I couldn't sit there and hate on my body for the way it looks when it literally carries me around this world every single day.
And does amazing things. Yeah, definitely.
Without even having to think about it. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Crazy.
I think that's a really good way, really good approach. I really couldn't care less what somebody looked like if they were like a hideous person. Like, it's so irrelevant. You know, you can meet the most beautiful person in the world, but if they are literally a horrible person and they're nasty or bitchy or like they're not kind, or that, I couldn't care less.
Yeah, it takes everything away.
Versus say I met someone that wasn't like what mainstream would deem the most attractive, but they were like such a beautiful soul that radiates through somebody. That like good-natured person is always someone that I would call beautiful.
Looking a certain way is not a personality trait. There is so much more to you than the way you look.
Validate yourself for more than your body, because yes, it's a good thing, and like some people are naturally beautiful and attractive, and I can say, wow, she's good looking, or he's a good looking boy, but like there are other things I'm more interested in, like, are you kind? Are you intelligent? Do you have a good sense of humour? Like, all of that is what builds up a person. Yeah,
literally. And also, on that, your body is going to constantly change, but being a kind or a caring or a funny or a clever person, that will never change.
Exactly.
You can always be that. Do you know what I mean?
I read this thing and it was like, when someone dies at their funeral, no one stands up and says, oh my gosh, she had the slimmest legs in the world. Like, wow, have a great set of legs. No, instead people would say, oh my god, she was such a funny girl, always up for a laugh.
That's
like, that's
so
what they
true.
would talk about you. Yeah.
That is so true.
No.
God, we got a bit deep there, guys.
Yeah, whoa.
Honestly. Okay, I feel like this video is probably so long by this point, so we're gonna end on more of a light-hearted one. Someone has said, what's your first plans together after lockdown ends?
Where to begin?
Honey, I'm coming straight to your house with a bottle of Prosecco and Aperol in the car, and that we're gonna sit and talk the night away.
That's true. That's the like immediate first thing. But longer term things, like we need to.
We have so much planned, guys.
So much. Like we need to film. We need to do some work. We need to like book a nice holiday. Like so many things we want to do.
But should we talk about long-term plans that they will be involved in?
Oh yeah.
So our long-term plans, once this is all over and it's all feasible, is one, we want to sort out a podcast.
Yeah, we really do. This is something we've spoken about for a really long time.
I feel like it's the first time we've spoken about it online, and like now we have to do it.
Yeah.
Now we have to do it.
We've committed now to the universe. The other thing is we are desperate, and I don't know when this will happen because obviously this is a little bit more difficult considering the circumstances right now. But we are desperate to do a meetup.
Yes, they're the long-term plans that you guys can kind of get involved in.
Those are the two really key things I think that we really, really want to do. So excited about that.
Right, I feel like that's it, hun. We've still got a few more questions, so maybe we could do a part 2 of this.
Cute.
Yeah, so let us know down below in the comments if you want to see another one of these. We can definitely do it. Like I said at the start, if you haven't already subscribed to Georgia, I'll leave all of her details down below in the description, as well as her Instagram and everything. Make sure you hit subscribe for me as well if you have enjoyed today's video. But that being said, we're going to leave you guys to it. We will speak to you guys very soon in our next one. Bye guys. Cheers to that, hun.
Cheers.